What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. So, I think on one of the Facebook groups, it was either Nootropics 2.0 or the general Nootropics group, I think it has like 18 or 20,000 members. Somebody recently posted, how do you take Nootropics and deal with the public? That was like the topic of it. Because you just sort of, it makes your brain accelerated on the processes that allow you to like realize things and understand how people are being and why people do what they do. For some people, it enhances their brain so much they just start looking at society like, what the hell? What the hell are we in here? Half these people are fake, and it's just a weird kind of environment. And look, I know what you guys are talking about when you say stuff like that. But on that note, I would like to say that the thing that happens to me, which I think is pretty common, is my ability to put up with people and how their brain is working is I have less patience. I have a lot less patience when just sort of generally dealing with folks, whether I'm at the grocery store or I'm standing in line at the bank or kind of just anywhere, calling my internet company and asking them why there's an outage and just sort of how they're responding. And look, I know that people have varying degrees of brain function. It's not the same as mine. I also think, like, someone asked me the question, it was my girlfriend. She said, why are nootropics still like this fringe hush-hush thing? And I thought to myself, like, well, are they? And yes, they are. They are. And a lot of it is, perhaps some influence from, AstraZeneca or other pharmaceutical companies, perhaps some influence from the FDA. Some racetams are just discontinued Alzheimer's drugs, and a few related things. But also, I think that it is just that, people don't know about them. And the orthodoxy, which is like universities and then the medical establishment, and then anyone else that like fits into that sort of construct, usually corporate folks, they have a particular way of thinking. And that way of thinking is usually very skeptical of anything that is not a pharmaceutical drug that is going to help you to do anything, right? So nootropics fit into that category. So people think it's either snake oil, or people are making claims that aren't accurate about the efficacy of these chemicals and the like. So that's why nootropics are fringe. But circling it all back, that whole dynamic makes it so that regular folks in public aren't optimizing their brains. Very rarely do I even come across someone who takes a B complex out in the wild, like just like dealing with regular people. I've actually sat down and talked to people at bars that are like, why do you need vitamins? You don't need vitamins or supplements. You just get it all in your food, right? And then of course there's like, well, what if your gut isn't absorbing B12 because doc put you on Nexium or something? There's all kind of reasons for supplements. Anyway, what annoys me when taking nootropics is the general public's the speed of the general public's brain and the ability for the general public to process information. And usually in an impaired way. People are processing information in a very impaired way because they're not working on their brains. So yeah, definitely nootropics do get you to look at everything else in the world very differently. Almost like, I won't say like you're on some high horse or something, but if you're a nootropics user, make no mistake, you have ascended to an echelon of understanding about how your life is better when you perform better, and about staving off some of the diseases that those folks that'll never get into it will eventually have, a good percentage of them, like Alzheimer's. You've gotten into a whole sector of research and experimentation and biohacking that they aren't advanced enough to get into, or their brains won't allow them to think that those things are valid based on how the orthodoxy made them think. So I know that was a lot of information, but generally what I'm saying is, yeah, nootropics make me a little annoyed at people's brain power. And I get annoyed sometimes when because nootropics are fringe, because people look at them and they're like, what? Like, whatever. I've had talks with nurses. They're just nurses, and the first thing out of their mouth about a particular nootropic is, are there studies on it, or has that been validated in double-blind, placebo-controlled studies? And it's like, well, yeah, some of them absolutely, yes. But when venturing into this whole new world of optimizing neurochemicals, some of that's not going to exist. I think nootropics are Obviously, the industry is growing super, super quickly. People are more and more being turned on to them. More and more, I'm talking to folks these days that are like, yeah, I take modafinil, and I've tried some racetams too. So in the future, it's going to become a lot less fringe, but yeah, that's what makes me a little less patient with folks when I'm taking nootropics. Hope that makes sense. Remember, guys, Nootropics Masterclass, probably irrelevant to all that, but certainly relevant to helping you formulate stacks that really hit home and work really good and turn your brain on and give you energy and make you feel awesome and make your processing speed faster, make your memory better, your focus better, ultimately allowing you to be a better person. We give you stacks for it, and we show you how to make your own stacks. Not with a capsule maker, but the methodology, the strategy to use to make great stacks. It's in the Nootropics Masterclass. Get that at livecortex.com. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you next time.